What's up, guys? Thank you for joining me today on Instinctive Addiction Archery. I'm your host, Jeff Phillips. So glad you could tune in for today's video. Hope and pray, as always, that you find it to be a blessing to you. Hope it's helpful. All right, guys, so what are we going to cover today? We're going to cover how you set up the perfect budget bow. And I mean to get them to shoot the very best they can shoot, okay? It's good as anything you could possibly spend your money on. I got in my hand today, guys, a super budget bow. This is the new Sanlita Hermit ILF bow. It is an ILF bow, and it is called the Hermit X8. I got some previous video on this thing. But guys, I want to break it down to you, and I want to show you what you can really do with a cheap bow, okay? Now, first of all, don't let that word throw you off. Just because you can buy a bow for 150 bucks does not mean that it won't shoot with anything in the world that you could possibly spend your money on. There's your proof, guys. Arrows are touching. The bow is quiet. The bow is smooth. The bow is fast, vibration free, as good as it gets. Okay. Now, did I have to do much to this thing from the time I took it out of the box? Absolutely no, I didn't. But there are a few things that I did. I'm going to show you guys what I typically do, especially with an ILF. Now, ILF guys have asked me, they say, what does ILF mean? International Limb Fit. It simply means, guys, that you can swap limbs as much and as often as you feel like. Okay, you just snap them in. You can buy as many different limb combinations as you feel like once you have a riser that you're used to. In other words, you buy an ILF bow, you really like your grip, you get used to the bow, you shoot it good, and maybe you want higher or lower poundage limbs, or you want to try different limbs, snap them in and go. It's that simple. You can even change your lengths. You can buy, like these are medium limbs, which is a 60-inch bow on a 19-inch riser. Okay. So if I bought long limbs, I would have a 62-inch bow. All right. No problem. I could switch up whatever I feel like doing. I have, for this particular bow, I have 45-pound limbs on it now. And here are a set of 40s right here. And when I tell you about the International Limb Fit system, you have a detent right here. This little detent is what slides in your ILF pad and locks it in. That's basically all it does is it slides in, it clicks, and it locks in, and you can adjust them as much as you want to adjust them. Okay. Now, here's the trick, guys, that I want to show you. How do you get a bow this quiet? How do you get one to be this quiet? I'm going to show you the hacks and what I do to these bows that make them shoot like any bow in the world. Here we go. All right, guys, here's the trick. Number one is to silence the limbs. That is your first thing you want to do. I want you to look really closely at this limb. You see this little horseshoe-shaped little piece of Velcro here. See that? That is Velcro that I cut. And it basically fits the contour. It's got a little U shape here, and I round them just because it looks good. But anyway, it's a little piece of Velcro that I put on the top side. Why? Because your limb bolt that goes through here has a head. Well, these limbs rock naturally. They are made to have slack in them. So when you shoot the bow and it has recoil from your limbs, you have contact that is being made with the head of the ILF bolt, your actual limb bolt. So when you put this Velcro on here, it completely silences any little vibration that you would have that limb would make, any noise that it would make. Secondly, I back the limbs with Velcro also. I cut me a piece and I put where the string makes contact. That's the first thing I do to my set of limbs before I ever snap them in, no matter what kind of limbs I put on an ILF bow. Now that you have that done, all right, guys. Now that you have that done, the second thing that is so ultra important is getting your string where it makes the bow as quiet as it can be. Okay, first, establish a brace height that works for your draw length and the arrows that you're shooting. Me, I shoot 28-inch arrows. I'm shooting a 550 grain arrow. I'm shooting the Obsidian 3Ks. That's what I'm shooting out of this bow. They shoot extremely well. These are factory fletched, good to go arrows from Three Rivers. Probably the best trad arrow ever built. Okay, so 550 grain arrow. I'm shooting 300 grains on the front of it. A hunting setup arrow. Now, my brace height is 7 3/4 of an inch. If it's 7.5, the bow still shoots good. I don't go fully to 8 inches. I don't need it at my draw length. If you're a super long draw length guy, an 8-inch brace height might work for you. But I simply run a 7 3/4 inch brace height on mine. I don't believe a bow can be as quiet as it possibly could if you don't have actually enough limb contact. Okay, so get your brace height set, get your knock set, where you're not getting any noise contact. In other words, make sure that you're running your top knock at least 5/8 of an inch. Some bows is 3/4, but a half is just too low most of the time for a guy that shoots 3 fingers under. So my top knock is 5/8 of an inch above center. In other words, when I put my bow square on here and it lines up 5/8 of an inch above center, which gives it a little elevation. I even had a guy message me and he said, why are those arrows not level on your string? Well, it's not a compound. They don't have level knock travel. You have to have a little bit of arc to the knock. If you look at that bow when it is perfectly level, you see how the knock is higher. If the center line goes right here, you see how much you have to the knock. That's what you've got to have to shoot off of a shelf. You have to have that, okay? In other words, when you start shooting, if you notice a little tail high kick in your arrows, go up with the knock until it leaves, until it is bullet straight, okay? So that's what I do. I get that set first. I am running a custom triple T string on this bow, as well as every bow that I have, because it is a game changer. Now, the strings that come with this particular bow, the Sanlita Hermit X8, are very good strings. They are the same exact material, D97 Flemish twist rings. Great strings. They don't come with the silencers tied in. They don't come with the nocks tied in. So you will have to do that. But here's the trick, guys. And here's why I like the triple T strings, because they're cool, because they shoot great, because they already have the silencers tied on them. Whether you want the spider legs or cat whiskers, if you will, or if you want puffs, either one. Trevor will tie either one you want on, but the strings just perform flawless. Now, this particular string that I'm shooting today on this bow is actually an 18 strand. Most of them are 16s. This is an 18 strand string, which is it's a lot. Not quite as fast, but my God, is it quiet and it shoots so good. Okay, but a 16 works wonderful on any bow you want. You don't even have to specify. You can just tell Trevor, hey, fix me a string for whatever bow it is. He knows exactly what to do, what to build. Now, whether you shoot the stock string or anybody else's custom string, there's one thing you got to do to get the bows quiet. This is the #1 hack, guys, and I want to share it. Every single recurve I own to my name, I have the exact same thing done, and I will not shoot one without doing this, because it's what makes the bow quiet. You'll probably never see this anywhere, but guys, it's the God honest truth. Right here. Right here. I did a little video on this, and I simply tied cat whiskers. I tied them right in here, and once I got them tight, I slipped them up on here as far as I could go. What does it do? When that limb and string make contact, it completely kills any noise at all. What string slap you would have where your string is hitting the back of the limb, even with Velcro already on there. So if you do those two, you put Velcro and you tie you, they're super easy to tie. There's a million videos out there on how to tie cat whiskers, spider legs, whatever you want to call them. Most people call them cat whiskers. But guys, I've tried all kinds of other things. I've tried multiple other things, and they don't work the same. They just don't silence a bow like these will where the string makes contact. So it doesn't matter what you have down here. You can have puffs. You can have another one of these. I typically buy, like when I order a string from Triple T, I tell him to tie me double cat whiskers. It's actually probably his best seller. Double cat whiskers. Why? Because I can simply leave one set here where they normally go, and I can slide the other one up all the way when my bow is strung against that limb. And my bow is so quiet, it's crazy. You can take the cheapest bow on earth, any cheap Amazon bow you want to buy, put a good string on it with good silencers, do what I'm telling you guys, and it will be quiet, quiet, quiet. And that's what you want for hunting anyway. So now, what about tiller? What about tiller? Where's the quietest tiller that you can set up? And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, is the distance between the limb and the string, top and bottom. That's your tiller. These are adjustable. You can adjust your tiller out probably 3/4 of an inch if you want to. I shoot 3 fingers under, and my bows perform best at a 1/8 of an inch positive tiller. That means when I put my bow square and I butt it up from here to my string, top and bottom, I have 1/8 of an inch more gap between the top limb of the string than I do on the bottom. That's called a positive tiller. If they're dead even, it's called an even tiller. If they're negative, it means you got more on the bottom. If people that shoot fixed crawls, if you're crawling down the string, you have a set mark and you're shooting a fixed crawl like this, putting the arrow right under your eye, you have to do what's called a negative tiller because you're outworking your top limb, okay? I'm sorry, the bottom limb. You're outworking the bottom limb way more than you are the top limb because your anchor is way down the string. Now, if you shoot 3 under or split finger, 1/8 of an inch positive tiller is magic. It works. It is just absolutely awesome. So that's why I like an ILF bow, because you can adjust those things. You can do whatever you want to do and set it any way you want to. So, telling you guys, for $150, you can get a bow. You can turn around and spend 30 bucks on a string, or you could take the string that comes with it, tie your silencers, get you a pack, get you like a 4-pack or whatever of the cat whiskers, and tie them. Tie them on the stock string. Tie them here, slide the other one up right there. Get you some serving material, tie you 2 nocks. There's videos out there. Even Triple T Strings has probably the simplest video I've ever seen on how to tie an adjustable string knock. Okay, the same way I tie mine. They are adjustable, where you can pinch them and roll them up and down the serving. It's so much better than brass knocks and pliers and all that, because brass knocks tend to kind of cut and dig in my face sometimes. They always have that little sharp edge. I like a tied knock, plus they're light. They don't weight the string down. So, guys, even if you order one of these bows here, Amazon or off San Lita's website, whatever, and you get you one, you take the string they provide, which is an excellent, excellent string. It truly is. You can simply get your silencers and a little bit of material, serving material, and tie your nocks. Go to Walmart, get you a pack of Velcro, the black Velcro. It's like 10-pound Velcro. You can get 15 or 10, either one. The little pack of Velcro and a pair of scissors. Cut your Velcro, put it on the back of your limbs, put the little piece that I showed you here. And as far as your shelf, do away with what comes with the bow. Do away with the material that's on there. Just can it, get rid of it, because it doesn't last. The arrows just wear it out pretty quick. Velcro is quieter, it's faster, it works better. All you do is mimic what you have, kind of trace them out or whatever, cut them with your scissors, stick them on. All you have to have is a strike plate and a shelf plate of Velcro. That's it. Simple, simple, simple. Guys, and you will not find a bow that shoots any better. You will not do it. As good as they get. So, I'm sorry, but I love the fact that I can have a $150 bow that shoots like a $1,500 bow all day, every day, that shoots that good. Okay, it's just fun. It's cool. That's why I like messing with these cheap bows. I do. I like to make them be all that they can be. So we'll shoot it a couple times, guys, for you. Again, show you what's up. Absolutely amazing what you can do with a budget bow. It is. I'll shoot the further buck out there. Perfect. I just shoot instinctive, guys. I just look and shoot. I don't do anything special, but I promise you, these bows deliver. They deliver. The airs are touching. Like this. Both targets. $150 bow. $150 bow. That's it. So, guys, I'll put a link up in the description for You can get them off Amazon or you can get them off their website, whatever. I think it's 3 to 4 days from the time you order, it'll be at your doorstep. They're warehoused here, super quick. And guys, like I said, I've got 45-pound limbs and I absolutely love them because you can adjust your pounds plus or minus about 2.5 pounds. But you can get a 35, a 40, whatever you want to do. But I promise you, you get your string hooked up. You get you a little bit of Velcro on there. The bow's going to be super quiet, super easy to set your tiller. Limb alignment, they actually have little Allen studs that you can align your limbs and make sure, looking down, that they are absolutely perfectly straight. These are, mine, I didn't have to adjust mine, but you can. These ILF pads are adjustable right and left where you get your limbs perfectly straight just by adjusting these little set screws here. And you can do plus or minus. Once it's bottomed out, you don't want to go out more than about 3 rounds. I think 5's the limit, but I like to stay safe because, the boat's only so long. I like to bottom mine out and then maybe 1 or 2 rounds at max and adjust it how I want, get my tiller right, get my pounds where I want them. And I just pretty much bottom mine out, and then I backed out enough to get my brace height and, my tiller where I wanted it, and I was happy. I didn't do anything else to this one, but you can really adjust them a lot. That's what's cool about an ILF boat. So guys, thank you for joining me today on Instinctive Addiction Archery. I love you guys so much. Pray that everything we say and do give honor and glory to the good Lord above that gives us all this cool stuff to enjoy. Have fun, guys, and stay safe. And Happy New Year. Love you guys. Till next time. Goodbye.